things. I actually did a lightning talk on this last year, so until you like it, I'm going to keep talking about it. In Smalltalk, we have the ability to inspect objects, and we can either use a menu command or type inspect. And so I have this association, and we can send messages to it via this sort of command line down here, like key or value, hello world. But Dale was talking earlier about a gap between workspaces and user interfaces, real-world user interfaces. And Maui tries to fill that gap in a different way than a command line, like Dale's cool thing was doing. And that is by, instead of inspecting an object, and the goal of it is to be able to work with the behavior of the object, not just inspect the state. So you can send Maui instead, and that gives me a default view called the word view. That's good for dropping into arguments. I'll show you that in a second. But so what I want to do is just do the key and value here. Value. And I know the key message is on this one. So now I can look at it this way. But and you can also do like multiple layouts. So if I want to copy this message over here, this way, and lay it out left to right. Oops. I have a new computer here, and I'm not used to the keyboard layout. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've laid it out horizontally, but I'm going to take away that, and I want to make this, change the label of it so that it looks kind of like, take off that label, and let's make this visible. So now we have another view of the object, which is kind of more conventional, and it's the same object. That's what the little arrow draws. Now there's another thing I can do where I have what's called loaded view. And this just builds you a default view based on the what we call protocols, I guess. And so here's testing, and it builds up based on the a sort of a tabbed view based on the idea that it's easier to remove than it is to maybe construct manually. So this is kind of a quick way to get things built quickly. And then the really neat thing about Maui is that it's a user interface framework with just two widget types: an object widget, which is what we're seeing here, and then this in here is a message widget. And the outputs of the message widgets are object widgets, which can then be input to other message widgets. Like, okay, so this is the same object. It's letting me. I need a different instance. So let me just do another one, and this can be the input to any other. Now, let me see. I saved this. Let me save this view and show you this here really quick. So this we did some work to do that. So I'm going to remember this view as right arrow. Okay. And so now, if this right arrow view appears on that, so I can make any other, like this one, the right arrow view, and it will look like that. And as I said, the outputs are also inputs, and so I'm able to basically do drag and drop of and work with objects in a way where before you could only type self and then the message name in inspectors and stuff. This allows a much quicker way to work with objects. I actually have built whole applications with this, like my own installer has this. I have these applications, and I can like load things by dragging the name of that there, or here are some things for magnet utilities and just some other things. Since I have some other time, I'll show you a couple more. Getters and setters is something that's very common. So, like if I want to, where was that other view? Over here. A lot of times, you want to be able to set it, but you want to have the setter be a separate. So you can make it a getter setter. And what it does is it allows the output of the getter message to be inside the parameter holder of the setter message. So you can do that manually through a lot of clicking, but there's what I showed there was just a quick convenience, allowing you to specify other. So let's save this real quick. This adds a form view. I'll get this to be a form. Since I use lowercase, it goes on the tools menu. I can like drag this here. And actually, colors actually have some also things that are coded views, so you can actually get colors and you can tear off. Any view can have a tear-off view of a view that you previously defined. So again, reusing the same constructs again and again for tear-off, passing arguments, and so it very is tied into itself. And wow, I ran out of time before. It's really quick, and I got through many of the concepts this time. So that's basically what Maui is. I hope that. Any questions about it? Well.